Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with Channel Disturbance. This is a 212A. It's a Tier 9 Soviet SPG, and we're located on the south spawn of Malinovka, and it's under the command of Heavy 999. Now, battle is about to commence, and we're ready. We're off. Now, the 212A is a theoretical tank, because it was never actually built. It carries the 203mm howitzer, which is the standard howitzer of the Soviet military, and it's based on the chassis of a KV-1 or a KV series of tanks, and it is theorized that they would have actually developed this. There was proposals to actually build a 212A, but it never actually got developed. Now he's got a whole bunch of enemies over the other side of the map. This is an encounter battle, so they formed and spawned near the top of the map. Fires around there. Oh my god, what a shot! Fantastic shot there. Got a hit for 389 hit points on that Tiger 2 as he was retreating, and splashed the T-34-3 that was near him for 124 hit points, and then picked up some splash damage afterwards. That was a brilliant shot. Now he's got a fairly long reload, but 36 seconds, nearly 37 seconds. But he's almost reloaded. He's going after that T-95. Direct hit. 396 hit points right into his side. It's tracked him. Oh, no, he's he's repaired his track. Now, obviously, he did have some other critical hits during that, and he's probably putting his crew back into working order. Looking around for a target. The 113 is behind the windmill at the moment, and that windmill's based on a pretty solid foundation. Looks like that house has been destroyed by another tank. Yes, there's a 113 there. Fires the round in. Gets a direct hit on the 113 for 390. Looks like that hit the front plate, actually, or the upper plate. And he stunned them fairly effectively as well. Now, we've got a Panzer 7 up there to oppose them. In fact, there's quite a few tanks behind that Panzer 7. We can't see them at the moment. We're almost loaded, almost ready to go for another shot. Going for the T-110E4 this time, I think. Loaded, round out. Oh, direct hit, and the T-110 took a massive... Oh, and he's down! So we picked up a huge amount of stun assist there. In fact, actually track assistment. And actually the reload's not 36 seconds, it's 30 seconds on this one. Now, he knocked down the tree there, and that would have given away his position if the enemy was looking for him. But he is moving. He's moving up alongside that Lorraine 15551. I don't normally advise you getting alongside any Arty of your own team, because two tracers are easier to see than one. Because of course you're not always firing at the same time. Firing at the 113, it just goes long, but it stuns him. It went over his engine deck and into the ground behind him. Again, we're moving, and whoa, we've got a Scorpion coming down the hill rapidly, and he needs to come down because there's some enemy coming up behind us, and that may be the other reason why Heavy 999 is moving up the hill, because he's turning to face the enemy. There's a Batchat 12-ton down to the south, and it looks like our fellow Arty is targeting him, and an AMX 1390 coming up. We're going after the 1390. Round out. Oh, he changes position, but we still do some splash damage. The blast radius of the 203mm gun is actually quite big. So even though that shell landed quite some distance away from the 1390, it still did a lot of damage to him. And again, it's a very weak-skinned light tank, that 1390. And the Batchat 12-ton is also weak-skinned. We're almost loaded. And we can't see them at the moment. We think that they're behind that shed, but we can't see them, so... Looks to me like Heavy's going to wait until they're in sight. He's indicating where he thinks they are. There's an Object 140 come up on the dip, and he's taking damage, so it was a big mistake for him. There they are. Right, okay, we know where they are. The 1390's gone down. We can probably fire a splash hit if the Batchat comes into view, but unfortunately our teammate in the Wizzy 132 is just too close now. If we fired at one, we would damage the other. And although the Batchat 12-ton went down, he was ram killed by the RU-251. So we're going to go after this Object 140, who keeps poking up that dip, and we can put a shell in there as soon as we can see him. He fires around in. Looks like he got a hit. A very difficult shot, but the shell disappeared and there was no explosion. No splash in the water after the explosion. So it looks like it hit the Object 140 cleanly. If so, then he did a lot of damage. And we're counting down the 30 seconds to the next shot. The Tiger II. Now that's the same one he hit right at the start of the game with such impressive results. And he's making the classic mistake of sitting in a tree right at the end of a tree you've knocked down, thinking that will provide cover. Well, no it doesn't, because that proves that we're right. 340 hit points. You never knock down a tree and sit in the base of it, because I'm afraid it doesn't provide you any cover at all. It just tells Arty there's somebody there and there's somebody trying to hide themselves from any fire. And the Tiger II's paid for it by being taken out. Now that T-34-3, he's out in the open, which is also undesirable. What he should be doing is getting into those trees, but he's not. It's a T-28 there, and that's a very dangerous tank destroyer. Tier 8, and that shell went long. Now that's a priority target, because that tank destroyer's got a very, very useful gun. He's gone down. Okay, now we're targeting the T-34-3. Gone to overhead view. And the T-34-3's gone down. There's only 5 enemy remaining. There's the Object 140 and he's dead. We're almost reloaded. Now there's 3 enemy Arty remaining and 1 tank destroyer. The tank destroyers are Borsig. Now the Arty, there's 2 M5355s and one of them's a Lorraine 15551. Everybody's homing in on where they expect the M5355s to be. Now I would expect the Lorraine to be the other side of the water. But the M53s are going to be somewhere where Heavy 99 is looking right now. There's one of them. Okay, spot one. There's the other. There's the Lorraine. The other M53's been taken out. Oh, he gets a near miss, a splash for 186. The Lorraine's taken down. And then the other Arty, our Lorraine 15551 takes out the M53. And that leaves just 1 enemy remaining, the Borsig. And we haven't found him yet. So he must be amongst those trees, surely. If not, then he's probably headed south. Yep, somebody's indicating grid square H1. They think that the last remaining enemy is in that corner of the map. Our Batchat 12 ton and STB are headed that direction. We're waiting for first sign so we can shoot. He can't be in the cap, because if he was, the cap would have gone off. So there's a possibility he might be heading in this direction. Well, they're going to get into the cap anyway, I think. They've decided, yes, let's get into the cap. He could be in the bushes. They're rapidly running through all the places he might be. Yes, he could actually be just south of us. And that would be horrendous if that was the case. He is just south of us. He's close. He's very close. Oh, he gets a hit for 546. What a shot. Very accurate shot. The Borsig goes down under a weight of fire from from allied tanks rather. They all wanted the last kill, and it was the Batchat 12 ton who managed to get the last kill. So well done by the team for that. Let's have a look at the end of battle results. And it's an ace tanker for Heavy 999 in the 212A. He also picked up a bruise medal for getting at least 5 critical hits, crew incapacitations or module damage. And he got 15 in that battle. But best of all, he got a Confederate. He did more damage to the enemy than anyone else, or hit more of the enemy than anyone else. At least 6 tanks subsequently taken out by other team members. He didn't get a kill at all during the battle, but I always like to say that if you got a Confederate, it proves that you were hitting as many of the enemy, trying to help your team to win. And you may not have got the kills, but you did the damage that enabled your team to get the kills. And that's what counts in this game, because you enabled the victory. So let's have a look at team scores, see where we stood. Well, he did the highest amount of damage on his team, 3,492 hit points, but he didn't get the high caliber, unfortunately. He got more than the Panzer 7 Heavy 999, more than the 113 on the enemy team. The highest scorer, he only got 2,547 hit points, the 113 who was right on the top of the hill. But it was a lot of damage, but it wasn't 20% of the enemy hit points, and that's unfortunately why he didn't pick up the high caliber. So he didn't get any kills, which puts him well down the table when it comes to the kills. The highest scorer was the Su-101, followed by the STB and the Spar Panzer. The enemy team, well, they only managed to get 4 kills in total, and so it's rather sad for them because it was quite a comprehensive victory. When it came to base XP, Heavy 999 was right at the top with 1,237 hit points. A lot of that was down to the not only the amount of damage he did, but also the stun assistance that he did, because he was picking up half of the XP from other team members who were doing damage to tanks that he had stunned, which is why he did so well during that battle. So let's have a look at detail report. Well, he did 11 shots fired, 7 direct hits, including that first incredible shot on Tiger II, 7 penetrations, 6 splash, damage of 3,492 hit points, of which 2,946 were at more than 300 meters. The Borsig was very, very close when he hit him. He hit 9 of the enemy, 3/5 of the enemy team, and he did damage assistance of 385 hit points. And this is the bit that counts, and this is why he got the ace. He did 4,120 hit points of stun assistance of 13 stuns. So you can see he only fired 11 shots, but he got 13 stuns, because a lot of the tanks that he hit, he stunned more than one tanks with 1 hit. And that's where he picked up the XP, because other tanks were then hitting those stun tanks and killing them, and the damage they did actually contributed towards Heavy 999's Ace Tanker. So let's have a look at the credits. He earned 73,251 credits on a premium count, and after ammunition resupply, and the ammunition is expensive on this tank, he still took away 52,241 credits, and this is a non-premium tier 9 Arty. To take away 50,000 credits, that's the sort of score you would expect from a premium vehicle, let alone a non-premium one. He received 1,856 XP, and there was no multipliers, so that's all the experience points he took away. But it is his first ace in the 212A, and a very welcome one. And you can see from that game how effective Heavy 999 is. He fires at a target, even if it's moving, and he gets an accurate hit. And in this case, in many of the shots that he fired, he also managed to get effective hits on teammates, enemy teammates that were nearby him, which meant that he picked up all the more damage overall. So if you enjoyed this replay, please give it a like and do subscribe to our channel, and hopefully it'll be your replay that I'll be featuring in the next video.